Hey guys, Ultimate Golf Duff here with round 3 of the Boss Battle Tournament against Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Decent round by Rudy. So we've got to get ourselves a drop, and we got to be decent on the TB. There's a little bit of leeway with those par 5s, so as long as we get a couple of them up there decent, we should be good, but we need a drop somewhere in here. Couple of drivable holes later on. So we'll talk about the best strategy to get through on those ones. But let's just get right to it. I already did one quick run through last night. And here we go again. So long par 5, hole 1. We want to get that up there as close to the edge as we can. So because of this tailwind, that's going to run all the way out and through the end of the fairway. So I'm going to take off a couple bars here and play it right there. First drive in the books. So Country Clubs is over. We won, but not by much. Those guys gave us a good run down the end. Little disappointed in the rewards, but apparently we've got balls coming for season 1. Okay, this green. So we hit it to the end of the fairway, as close to it as we can. And we're right near max route. So we just want to get this one close for the TB. So there's going to be a little bit of right to left secondary wind. That looks close-ish. And then let's do our adjust. There's 5. There's around 9. Hit perfect. Hopefully it's close. Probably didn't need to adjust that much. 1772 is good there, though. We want just a couple of these par 5s to get close so we get that TB. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of minus 13s here, so you're going to need that TB to win. And we're off and running. Hole 2, not drivable. So let's hit it to max Bigfoot range. So it's right around there. So it's right where that tree is, or that shadow of the tree. So I want to go around there, and that should be close. And then from here, decent look at a drop, but there's 2 holes coming up that are going to be very, very good opportunities to get that extra drop. So there, I've left myself just enough room in a headwind. Let's get it somewhat close. So I know in that 8-5, it's really going to knock it down, and there's a ton of secondary wind on this hole, so it's really going to push it that way. So we were near max. So let's go 5, 8 and a bit. And see how close we get. Now watch it push way left. Oh, not as much as I thought. Now, if you had a dead headwind or a dead tailwind on that, you definitely want to take a little bit of time and set that up because it's a very good opportunity for a drop. But as long as we keep those TBs up over 800, we should put ourselves in a good position to win this. I hit this par 3 last night. So we're looking. Let's get that guide straight. I'm going to go right up there and try and hop it in. So I can take off a little bit of backspin because it's going to knock it down. And we're near min, so let's go around 8 and a bit. So what, that's 5. So if I go just on the outside of the fringe, let's see how this looks. Don't think I went enough. Oh, look at this. So that was a good adjust. So on the 7-7, I went just over 8 there with the maxed out route. Almost full backspin -1, and I was set up real close to the hole. That's back-to-back drops on the par 3s on these, isn't it? Okay, so this hole, you want to get this out there as far as you can. So all the way right spin. Make your adjust. And I'll add a little bit of right curl just to counteract the wind. Someone commented on a previous video about draw and fade. I rarely use them on approach, but I will use them a little bit off the tee just to counteract the wind a bit, and maybe because it changes your trajectory as you're coming off the tee. So maybe if there's a tree or something in the way, go around it. But it's a non-precision shot. So on approach, I never, ever use draw and fade unless I'm in trouble and I'm trying to get around a tree or something. So here, so I pounded that drive out as far as I can, and I'm right here, right at max Bigfoot. So my rollout doesn't look too bad. It's very important when you guys set up your shots to have a look at this side. So look at this. That's actually going to roll out too far. See what's downhill? Well, if I were to leave it like that, it's going to roll out past the hole. It's never going to have a chance to go in. So I need to back it up a bit here. Now that's too far. So around there. And I'm near max, so it's going to be 1-to-1. Try and get my arrow lined up best I can. 5, 6, 7.3. Now, because I've dropped down into that trap, see the elevation change between those two? I need to push my target up a bit. So I'm going to come up. What was that, about half a ring? And now I hit it. Can we go back to back? Nope, not at all. I might have pulled too far there. Anyway, tough hole for an eagle anyway, or for an albatross anyway, for that extra drop. But the TB here is very important. That silly reindeer was pretty decent round, and he was good. So we need to get this extra TB on all these par 5s, which will then allow us a mistake later in the round if we have to. Again, long par 5. If you have a headwind here, it might be worth it to switch to a Tour Pro. And look at this drive. I want the extra distance off the tee on this one, the extra carry. So I'm going to switch out to my RB. Wouldn't it be nice if we could switch these clubs from the tournament screen? Hint, hint, development team. So much time is wasted switching these clubs around. Okay, so now look at the difference on this drive. So now I've got the RB. Look at, I've taken this rough right here that I was worried about with the Fusion out of play. So I'm sticking with the Pro D. It's going to land about there. And again, I want to get this out there best I can. This is another tough approach, but just getting that big TB is going to help us a lot. I should be, I don't think I'll be in Bigfoot range. Ooh, maybe. Oh, easily Bigfoot range. There we go. Now look at this. Even though I'm near max Bigfoot, because of this green, you don't get that big backup. You don't get that big stopping power of that spin. In a tailwind, this hole is a problem. There's lots of secondary wind on this hole, so it's going to bring it back. So I'm going to cheat it out to the left a bit, and I'm going to put the guide about there. That should stop it. I'm just under max, so let's go around 7.3-ish. Did I move that? No. So there's 5, 6. Now I'm just eyeballing this. 6, 7, 3. It's about there. And we hit ultimate shot. See it push back to the right? Oh! That would have been a nice alba. Hit the putt, and we go to the next hole. So there was a fantastic example of secondary wind. Now, you don't always know they're there. That's where experience comes into play. I know that there's big secondary wind on that hole, and it's going to push it in the direction of the wind. That's why I offset off to the side. Okay, we are looking at one of our 2 really good attempts at getting that drop. So I know there's 25 replays. You could play this all 25 times and hope for a tailwind on this hole or the next hole. Or if you want to use a good ball and hit it up there a little further and try for that as well. Let's hit a Tour Pro here just to show you guys where it goes. So this is with RB. So I want it about there and give it everything I got. So this is with a headwind. And we'll see how much of a hive it leaves us. So we're definitely in a just hive zone here. We are around, what's that? Around 35%-ish. So this is where I'm looking at my options. So can I roll it out? And I want a spot that if I move it, it doesn't move a ton. So look at, so over here, for example, nice long rollout, but if I'm off by just a hair, look at that, it moves a ton. Whereas if I can get a spot with a little more forgiveness, so there, look at it, if I'm off by a hair, it moves all over the place. I didn't hate this spot over here, actually. No, that moves a ton. All right, so I think our best bet is going to be to come up here, straighten this line out. There, that looks pretty good. Straighten this line out and give it a run. It's going to be too hard. No topspin. There we go. That's pretty close. All right, so we're looking now from there, 50, 25, it's around 35-ish%. So on the 4, I'm going to go just over 1 here. So let's move that about there. Oh, look at this, 0.16. So on the 4 wind from that distance, I moved around 1.2 rings. So you want like one more little tick, and then I think that goes in. So that's with a headwind on that hole. So very, very, very good chance for a drop there. Go back, replay it. Look to see where I was. Look to see how far I moved my rings. Add one more to it. Now here we go. Go time. Here's our drop. Here's where everybody's going to get our drop. Mojave, if you want. If you've got a DX here, one of the new Christmas DXs, use that. You could probably get a basic ball there. I'm going to go Mojave because it's wind reduced. I'm going to add some left spin. So I want it to land around there. So I'm going to put it around there. And now it's go time. Left curl just to counteract the wind that's coming out. The secondary wind effect. And it's just a bad habit I have of adding curl to those. All right, look at this. So the DX would have gone all the way there. And now we've got our drop. Nice and easy. So full topspin, always full topspin on these hive shots, unless you get a situation where you get a funny bounce. But here we're looking good. Wiggle it back and forth, left and right. And it looks good. So let's put that guide pretty much into the hole. See, look at this. So if I go back one here, see the change in that? It's huge for one little pixel. Anyway, it's gonna push the ball forward if anything, so we're safe here. But let's put the guide just short of the hole. It's a nice slow needle, hit perfect. And there's your drop. That's what we need, is one of those two holes. So we had a decent look with a headwind on 6. Was it 6, 7? Whatever the last hole was. On 6, we had a decent look with the headwind even. We went with a nice ball though, but there's going to be some decent ball rewards at the end of this. Maybe it's worth using one good ball. And on 7, we got that tailwind and we were good to go. So if you have to, at this point, if you don't have the drop yet, you can hit replay. It's worth it, and you can fly through the holes. 8, we've got another look. Have you got the DX? I'll kill a DX here just so you can have a look. So this one, this fairway comes way back to the right. So in this tailwind, we're lined up there. You know what? I just had a thought. Let's try something else. Maybe not everyone has the DX. Let's go Fusion. Let's go Highlander. It's got the most topspin out of any club out there. We're going to experiment together here, guys. Just looking at options to get you guys this wind. So that's 3 holes where a tailwind pretty much guarantees you the spot in the final. Or in the round 4, as long as we don't mess up too bad on the other holes. So let's go basic ball. RB, or what's this one called? Highlander. And let's just see how far it goes for fun. I'm going to add curl because you can't add any spin on this one. I think it's going to take off way right into the trouble. But who knows? It might be decent. It's all right. That's all right. So there you go. You don't need the fancy DX. This is a tough shot, but you don't need the fancy DX to get yourself a good look. But the DX there puts you on the green. So this is going to be pretty close to no adjust. The hard part of this is hitting perfect with the basic ball. We got it. Get there. Yes. So there we go. Basic ball eagle to get a drop. Tailwind on this hole. So it was full left curl. As full as it can with the Highlander. And everything I had. Don't think 9 is a good opportunity. That's a decent look. It's not drivable, though. Let's stick with Highlander, only because changing clubs is a pain in the butt. And here we go. So I want it just on the other side of my 5th ring. There. So I'm going to go about there. Get it up there. Bigfoot range-ish. Shout out to Crazy Eyes for beating me in that tourney yesterday. Hell of a round, man. And we've got 1 shot, 1 kill. just ended a massive streak. 88 wins, I think. That's huge. I know a lot of guys, we took a little bit of pride in our streaks. And I'm just as guilty as the next guy for replaying to try and win them. But with his new team thing, it's nice. Pressure's off a little bit. Okay, so here's the situation where I'm in between clubs here. So I'm going to have a look with root and guesstimate. So I need to back that up about a ring and a half. And that should put me on a decent line. So I'm a ring and a half over where I need to be. So I'm going to line it up. Let's get that line straight. I got full backspin. Line it up. My just is going to be around 7.5 here. Maybe closer to 8. So there's 5, 7 and a bit. And now I'm going to take back that ring and a half. 1.5. There's always options. So your other option there would be to switch to Pegasus, switch to Lightning Rod. So maybe I shouldn't have taken off the full 1.5, but close enough. And that's enough to get us the win. Hit this and we're done. All right, so now we're qualified. Again, we got you through round 1, through round 2, and round 3. So we've got 3 holes with decent looks. Hole 6, hole 7, hole 8. And we took 3 different approaches on those different holes. 6 in a headwind, we went with a good ball. Had a good look with the hive. Came up, what was that, 0.16 of an inch short. Hole 7, we had that tailwind. We went Mojave, right down to a no adjust hive, easy drop. And then hole 8, we had the tailwind again with the Highlander, with the basic ball even, and that got us the 999. Throw the ace in there as well for some insurance, and we're having reindeer meat tonight. Please hit the subscribe, hit the like, and have a good day. Merry Christmas, all that good stuff. I'll be back tomorrow with round 4 to get you guys through. Later.